ROC posts or Royal Observer Corps posts were located all across the UK during the Cold War era. They were designed with one purpose in mind: to detect and measure the effects of a nuclear strike on the country. In the event that the UK was hit by a nuclear weapon, the network of ROC posts would have played an important role in pinpointing the location, power, and fallout. Each post was a small underground bunker that was intended to accommodate 3 people for up to 3 weeks. The conditions were very basic, with no more than essential food supplies, a chemical toilet, and bedding. There was no mains power or running water in the post. On the surface, we can see the entrance shaft where the ROC volunteers would descend into the bunker. We can also see a secondary shaft that acted as a vent. When looking closer, we can also see some additional surface features. We can see the mounting plate for the ground zero indicator. The ground zero indicator worked a lot like a pinhole camera. The bright flash from the explosion would pass through small holes on the cover and exposed photosensitive paper within. This would have provided the direction towards ground zero. By combining the directional information from many posts, it would be possible to determine the exact location of the blast. We also have a small pipe protruding from the ground. This was the inlet pipe for the bomb power indicator. As the pressure wave from the explosion passed, air was fed through baffles and into the pipe. It then moved the needle on the bomb power indicator located within the bunker. There is also a larger pipe with a cap on it. The cap could be removed and replaced with a cover. This allowed a fixed survey meter probe to be passed up from the bunker to measure radiation at surface level. There is a ladder leading from the top of the access shaft down into the bunker. We then find 2 doors. One heading into the main monitoring room and one to a smaller room used for the toilet and storage area. When an attack was thought likely, the ROC volunteers would be given the order to man the post. This would involve getting to the post and preparing it for a possible attack. Within the ROC post, the communication system would be turned on and they would listen to a transmission from HQ. The standard broadcast, sometimes known as the pulse, was a beat that was played at regular intervals. This was used to confirm that both the transmitter and receiver were working. Only ROC master posts were equipped with a radio system. General broadcasts were made over the telephone network. If an attack was launched, the broadcast would change to the ominous wording, "Attack warning red." At this point, the ROC has to prepare for the outbreak of war. This involved sounding sirens and firing flares to alert the local population. The bunker would then be sealed and it became a waiting game. If there was a strike, all posts that recorded any data would report this to their area command. This data would be used to identify the target area as well as the power and potential fallout. After the strike, one of the crew would need to climb to the surface to change the papers within the ground zero indicator. This was done to obtain the directional information and also to prepare for another strike. With the bomb power indicator reset and fresh photosensitive paper in the ground zero indicator, it was once again a waiting game. A key tool after a strike would have been the fixed survey meter. This would constantly be monitoring radiation at the surface, and this data would also be relayed periodically to command. Using this collection of data, it would be possible to plot the path of the fallout and the severity. This information would be vital in planning for evacuation of specific areas. Radiation information combined with weather data could be used to predict the path of the fallout as it passed over the country. The post crew would be expected to live within the confines of the bunker for up to 3 weeks following the attack. In fairly confined surroundings, with limited supplies, that would be no easy task. Food and water would be limited, as would access to basic amenities. Whilst living below ground, the crews would be unaware of what they would be coming out to, if they came out. Thankfully, the UK never had to rely on the ROC posts. As the Cold War drew to a close, they were deemed to no longer be a requirement. In 1995, the ROC was stood down.